Hello, welcome back to Trailer Trash. Check this shit out. Yeah. Yeah, can you do that? Anyway, the creator.
When the war started, they protected me. Took better care of me than humans would have.
They're not people, Maya. It's just programming.
10 years ago today, the artificial intelligence created to protect us detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles.
Okay, well, I just gotta start right off by saying these types of stories where it's like, robots, are they people or are they not people? And they did bad thing and kind of that kind of thing, you know, AI and all this stuff. Chances are in this movie and in no other movies, they don't really stop and ask, like, who was the asshole who thought giving robots AI was a good idea. Like, no one fought this and thought, actually, no, we don't want robots to become sentient because bad things can happen. Like, you know, that's never okay, maybe in Terminator 2 it's addressed, sort of, because the creator of Skynet is in that. But yeah, it's just like, it's always like, oh no, the robots, what do we do? But it's never like, oh god, why did we think it was a good idea to give them AI in the first place? You know?
This is a fight for our very existence.
Sergeant Taylor, we are this close to winning the war. But the AI are developing a super weapon.
Gee, if only we could have stopped this at its source. I mean, I know it's sort of a case of coulda, shoulda, woulda. It happened, but I find the whole concept dumb. It's like, what kind of stupid sci-fi world do we live in before this movie the events of this movie took place, where this was allowed?
Retrieve it. Or they win.
Oh, it's from the creators of Rogue One. Oh, well, that's fun. Gee golly, I can't wait for them to take a dead actor and turn them into some malformed CG creation. Yeah, they did that. That was these people.
Hate the weapon.
Yeah, it's just a kid.
Are you going to heaven?
No. You gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
So we're the same. We can't go to heaven because you're not good. And I'm not a person.
Do you have any idea what the thing is?
She looks like a little girl now, but she's growing. Whoever has that kid wins the war.
Was the kid a fucking Jedi? How'd they do that?
Whose side do you want, huh?
What do you want, sweetie?
For robots to be free.
Oh, we don't have that in the fridge. How about ice cream?
No, okay, I gotta stop you there. That is a horrible butchering of Dream On. Like, do you notice how the beat doesn't match the singing? Let me play that again for you. That's terrible. Anyway. All right, well, there's that. To be honest, I'm kind of already bitter about this movie because I didn't like Rogue One. it's an unfair stance to have, I know, but it's an interesting concept. It looks cool. The story is nothing new. We've seen all this before. It's a painfully obvious social parable, allegory. I don't know what the word is. What would make this story good, though, and hopefully this is kind of what the movie will present, is if it takes a painfully obvious social whatever and lets the audience kind of decide what's right and wrong. You know, that's something that kind of fails in a lot of movies these days. You know, current day writing, a lot of people have complained about this being a thing where, yeah, politics are in art all the time, but what made it good back then was that they didn't straight out tell you this is the right side of things. You know, this is where it's good, this is where it's bad. You know, this is how you should think, kind of thing. You know, good writing has always been, and what they should do with this is you introduce the audience to the world, you raise these questions, but then you let the audience decide where it all goes, who's in the wrong, who's in the right, where you would stand in this sort of situation, right? Instead of just beating it over your head that, oh, you know, this is this kind of thing, and this is terrible. No excuses. You know, this is a bad thing, or you know, this is not what you want. This is, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't. But yeah, it seems obvious what this story is about, what it's going to be about. Which reminds me, I've never seen Children of Man. I want to see that movie. And hopefully it's not god awful, and it's not just flashing colors and pretty scenery, and that's why you go see it. And you know, there's more to it than that. Go figure. You know, kind of like Rogue One. It's not just you go there to just be like, oh, that's a thing from Star Wars I remember. You know, there's more to it that you can appreciate, which in my case there wasn't. Then the fucking Carrie Fisher thing, it kills me to this day. Yeah, let's check out the comments. Original sci-fi, finished CGI, high production value. These aren't something you see often these days. I'm excited. Original sci-fi? Is it? Like, is it really? I'm tempted to look at the replies. Let's check them out. High concepts. Hopefully the dialogue holds it together. LOL, it's anything but original. Borrowed concepts from stuff like Terminator, Last of Us, but hey, don't take it as me saying it's going to be a bad movie. It's all in the execution. See, now what this person left out was Detroit Become Human, I, Robot, not so much the movie, but just the Isaac Asimov book in general. Fucking Blade Runner, does that ring a bell to anybody? Yeah, this is not a new concept. What I will point out, though, in the design, the robots look really cool. I like the design of like the humanoid, but not so much humanoid. It's very Star Wars, and this was fascinates me about it. Was going into this, I was worried it was going to be another Star Wars movie because I saw a poster at a movie theater, and it just showed a robot, like a robot farmer. And it just says the creator, and then below it says from the creators of Rogue One. And so I'm like, oh great, here's another fucking Star Wars property that I get to not watch. But you know, so it's interesting how similar it is, but different enough. You know, the design is very Star Wars. So I do kind of like that, though. I do like the looks of them. I actually have a really good feeling about this movie. It's prescient, timely, thematic, and the artists involved. Oh, that's the end of the sentence. Just found out Hans Zimmer is composing. Well, then, because they had gotten him to do a song for the fucking trailer. Again, the Dream On thing wasn't good. This actually looks so good. Refreshing to see something else in cinema. Extremely looking forward to this. The trailer and the music go so well together. This is the opposite effect of what was happening in my other trailer trash videos. The comment section is turning against me. As a big fan of Gareth Edwards' feature film debut Monsters, I thoroughly enjoyed his rendition of Godzilla and most of Rogue One. He's also a visual effect artist, and I feel like it shows in how he directs VFX-heavy sequences. I read that the on-location filming for this one had a very indie approach, like Monsters. So I'm really looking forward to what Edwards and team will show us this time around. I just wish it had a less generic title. Smiley face. On location? Like the place where the robots live and farm. It's just kind of a weird phrasing for a sci-fi movie. Can't wait to watch this day one and multiple times afterwards to support original IP sci-fi movies at the theater. What an incredible trailer. We want more movies like this. Hands ejaculating. Nice to see an original story coming to the big screen. Projects fail because it's rendition after rendition of stories and IPs already known. Exploration and experimenting is what makes theaters great again. Very excited for this. This is magnificent. This is incredible. This is original, and yet seems something that we have seen and was lost during all these years. Like, we've seen this before in all the things that I've already said. Not to crap on people for, calling something original. In a way, it is original, and of course, there's always going to be the argument of like, well, those stories took from other stories. Star Wars in general, that was an amalgamation of various, inspirations and such. But I feel like the trick is to only be inspired and not just completely pluck elements directly from things. And it's just a trailer, so maybe it's, again, I'm probably just being cynical about it because I didn't like Rogue One, but maybe it will be wholly original, and just the concept alone is not. It just really bugs me that people seem to think the concept is. But again, maybe that's just me being a stickler. This feels like Blade Runner meets District 9 meets Star Wars while being its own original thing. What an amazing looking movie. Can't wait to watch this. Yeah, see, exactly. It is things put together. Is it original? Like, the idea of, like, a robot child? Like, okay, robot AI going berserk. Not original. I mean, I guess maybe the concept of, like, a robot child. And it's called The Creator, so are we suggesting that robots learn to make offspring? Like, what exactly is the concept, honestly? Like, maybe I shouldn't be speaking for the story just as much as anybody else should be, because, I mean, honestly, it could be anything at this point, what it's about. But, again, it seems like the basis is, are robots people? Should robots have freedom? Again, this all goes back to, well, maybe the person who created them shouldn't have given them that sense, that, given them cognitivity, given them the ability to want freedom. Seems like a really piss poor, design choice. And so that's basically what I get from it. And that in and of itself, not original, not a new concept. We've seen that all over the place. But I don't know, maybe I just don't know enough of the story to make a claim about originality. But it just seems really interesting to me that was one of my biggest nitpicks about just the trailer alone, and the comment sections constantly bringing up how unique and original this movie is. And also, just to me personally, it doesn't feel like original. Like I said, looks very Star Wars as it stands, and the story, I named examples already of what it seems to gleam from. So yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll be good, but probably not for me. And yeah, that'll be it for Trailer Trash. Thanks for watching.